Be talking about one small cap fund. This fund has been the darling of all mutual fund investors who have joined this market since 2020, since the COVID-19 crash, right? So let's dig deep into this particular funds and understand that what is our view about this particular fund. Now, coming to the returns, if you had invested 10,000 rupees since its inception, it would have turned to 54,000, approximately 54,000. But if you had invested the similar amount in the average category fund, the category is small cap, so average category fund, it would have turned to 77,525, right? Now, one more thing to note is that if you see the managerial change, the full managerial change occurred in 2016 and a part of 2017. And there has been multiple occasions where partial managerial changes have taken place, right? So next are the investment details. Investment details, as I always tell you, you should look out for these important things. The expense ratio is 1.76, right? The minimum investment SIP amount is 1,000 rupees and not 500 rupees. The exit load is 1% if you redeem your investments within a year. But most importantly, the turnover of this particular fund is 125%. That's too high. Even if you compare with the category average, this turnover ratio is quite high, right? Now, coming to the asset allocation part, 95.5% of the fund is invested into equities, and the rest is held as cash, right? Coming to the factor profile, if you compare and analyze the factor profile, the style of investment is tilted towards growth, not fully growth, but tilted towards growth. Whereas it's a high momentum stocks that it holds, the quality of stocks that it holds, it's also above average. The volatility is also above average. Liquidity is average, and the size of the fund is uh, below average. You can say that, right? Now, coming to the risk analysis, if you see this particular thing, coming to the Sharpe ratio, if you see the Sharpe ratio is a bit more than the index, a bit more than the category. Moreover, the beta is more than the category, and the alpha generated will definitely be more than the category average, right? Coming to the exposure part, this fund has greater exposure in these three particular sectors, that is basic materials, industrials, and financial services, right? Now, if you compare this thing with the category averages, you'll see that there has been an increased investment in this particular funds. Even if you consider basic material, financial services, and in industrials, the category is 30%, whereas this fund invests 15%, round figure 15%, right? This fund also invests 9.32% in healthcare as well as energy and consumer cyclical, right? The top 10 holdings are as follows: Reliance Industries, Future means the Future Retail part, Geo Financial Services. That means this fund invests top three. The top three holdings of this particular fund is into the Reliance group of industries, right? Coming to market volatility, it's quite common to see this particular thing that the upside ratio of this particular fund is 105, right? And the category average is 87. So the upside ratio is quite high. Downside ratio is 68, right? Whereas the category is 62. So the downside ratio is also quite volatile. The maximum drawdown has been for 5 months, and the maximum drawdown percentage will be as seen is 15.77%. Whereas the index, there is a small cap index, has there has been a drawdown of 10.6% only, right? The concentration, see, the top three sectors of this fund occupy 35% of the portfolio, right? Top 10 stocks hold 28 point, near about 29% of the complete portfolio. The fund has been managed since 2017 by Sanjeev Sharma. From 2019 by Sanjeev Sharma is also part of this particular fund till date. And Vasav Sehgal joined in 2019. Ankit Pandey joined in 2020. So these are the fund managers. Now, coming to the money quest analysis, there has been multiple points while analyzing that this particular fund. So the first point is the lengthy experience of the fund manager. It's a positive because it shows that the fund house has confidence in the particular fund manager, right? Second one, it has constantly held undervalued company. If you compare this with the peers, it has always held undervalued company. So that's a big positive for this particular fund. But the high volatility exposure that this fund has, it often leads to strong performances during bull markets. But during downturns, it loses more. This fund loses more. And please remember, we have not seen a bear market if we have not seen a sideways market. So we don't know that how this fund house or how this fund will perform during downturns, even in bear market or in a sideways market. The fund avoids holding firms that are consistently profitable. Means, see, very important to note is this particular fund avoids holding firm. There are multiple funds that they like holding firms that are consistently profitable, but this fund avoids funds that are consistently profitable or those companies that are growing and have a solid balance sheets. Now, when adjusted for risk, we all talk about returns. But when you adjust it for risk, the fund does not show performance. This particular share class, it fails to beat the index with a lower Sharpe ratio if you compare over a 10-year period, right? So our rating will be hold. If you have this particular fund in your portfolio, hold it. But if you are an investor who wishes to invest in a small cap fund, we would ask you to avoid this particular fund as of now, until and unless it has shown prominence in a bear market, in a sideways market. So new investors shouldn't buy into this fund. And if you have this fund in your portfolio, you should hold your investment. You hold your basically allocate portfolio, because keep investing in this particular fund, but in a staggered manner, not in an aggressive manner, right? So that's it for today's session.